Well, welcome to our 2023 Surveyor 252 RBLE. Starting right in your back bumper here. If you just reach in, pull that cap on out of there. Inside of the bumper, you're going to find your sewer hose. Take note of those two ears in the adapter here. It's how I'll be hooking it up to your sewer system. And then the hose itself, once fully extended, is about 20 feet long. Keeping it stored in the bumper back here to help keep any sort of stench out of the unit, keep things a bit fresher. Down in this corner, as well as each corner of the trailer, you're going to find a stabilizer jack. All they do is they run down, contact the ground, give another turn or so just to firm it up, and that'll get rid of any sort of bounce or sway that you see you got in the unit right now, just to keep things firm while you're out camping. And then marked by this sticker here, you've got your low point drains. Just kind of right in the back here, you've got those two little water lines with the little valves on them. Open those up, and it just allows the water system to drain itself out. So if you're going to be leaving the unit for a while and you don't want your water going stale or stagnant, you can drain it out before you leave. Right beside that, we've got your sewer connection. So on the left is the gray valve, on the right is black. Black valve is controlling your black tank. Black tank is soaking your toilet. Of course, it's going to be your dirtiest water, so we'll dump that first. Once that's done, you can then come to the gray. Gray tank is going to be filled from your sinks as well as your shower. Typically cleaner water. We dump that last to help keep that sewer hose as clean as possible. Up from there is your shore cord inlet. So as you pop this open, you're going to find a little notch in the bottom corner there. It's going to line up with this notch here. Press those in together. Little eighth turn will lock it down. Then you get the threaded collar in the back there to properly lock it into place. And then as you follow the cord back, you're going to find a standard 30 amp end. Most campsites will have that for you. You can just plug straight on in and you're good to go. We do also provide you with a 15 amp adapter. So if you're looking to plug in at home to charge your batteries or run your fridge, you got the power to do so. Right beside that, we've got your cable and satellite inlet. Coax cable plugs into there, fires up at your TV location. Black tank flush is right in the middle here. So you may notice over time after having gone and dumped your black tank, your monitor panel is still reading a third or 2/3, whatever it may be. Typically just some debris inside of the tank hanging between the probes. So what you can do is take your water hose and plug it into there. Turn on the water, open up that black valve, and that'll just flush out that tank for you, getting rid of any sort of debris. Then on the far left, there's your city water connection. Same water hose will plug into there, turn on the water, and that'll pressurize the lines throughout the unit. So then coming down towards the front of the unit, we've got your freshwater inlet. Pop this cap on out of there, your water hose will stick in, turn on the water, and that fills up the freshwater tank. The drain for that tank, you can see we've got going down right now. Just at that one little valve there, you just open that up, it drains itself out. Hot water tank's right beside it. You just line up that keyway, and then you can pop it on open. All your controls for turning this guy on are just inside the unit. Before turning it on with either source though, you just want to hit this relief valve right there. Make sure you're getting that shot of water come out. If you're not getting any water coming out of there, there is a chance that it's empty and you do run the risk of burning out your elements. So you just want to make sure it's full before firing it up. Once you're done, just lock it with the keyway. Storage compartment here, just opens on up. You get the magnetic latch to hold it for you. Inside of here, you're going to find your water hose with that park adapter I was telling you about. It's your 30 amp cord into there, 15 to a standard outlet. This panel right here just has a screw in each corner. You can pop that out of the way, and then you get access to your bypass valves as well as your water pump. So if you're looking to winterize the unit yourself when it comes time, it's all just right back there. To the front of the unit, you get this little black box with the red light. That's a tire pressure monitor sender. You'll have a handheld unit that you'll keep inside of your tow vehicle with you just to monitor the trailer's tire pressures. Battery disconnect switch is beside it. Turn that guy off to the left, and that's it then turned off. If you have it pointed up, that's it then turned on. Battery itself is housed inside of this box right here. As long as you're plugged into that short cord in the back or your 7-pinch tow vehicle, that battery will be charging for you. This unit is also prepped for solar. It has a solar panel going as well. These two knobs there, if you loosen them off and push them back, you get access to your propane tanks. For the video, I'm just going to pull this right off, and then I can show you your changeover right in the back there. So you can see it's currently green, pointing off to this tank right here. It's letting us know we've got propane and we're running off of this tank. If it were to go red, it's just letting you know this tank's now empty. At that point, you'll close it off, flip over to the other tank, run off of this one while you get the other one filled. In front's your power tongue jack. Up top's a little light switch, and then on the bottom, up is up, down is down. The other end of the unit here, get the other side of your storage compartment, pops on open, same magnetic latch holds it for you. Up on this front wall, you're going to find a motion sensing light. So it's just got a switch down in the bottom there. It's got a 2 on the left and a 1 on the right. 1 is just on, and then 2 is going to be motion sensing. So if you have that on, once it senses a lack of motion, it'll turn itself off, then turn itself on once it picks up motion again, and then on is just going to leave it on. This little jack there would be for running all your stabilizers. Has a little 1/4-inch drive end on it, so if you're going to run it with a drill, you can. Then you have your other big jacks back here. So the one big 3/4-inch end for running all your stabilizers. The silver one is for your tongue jack up front, and then this big one here is for your slide out. The exterior stove, so this guy just pops on out, and then we've got a spot for it right in the back here. So again, you get a magnetic latch that holds this compartment door open for you. Then you have a 120 volt fridge here. You do need to be plugged in for it to go. Once you're plugged in, it's going for you. This drawer just slides on out, then it's got the inside piece that you're going to slide over. And as we pop this guy up, you can see you've got 3 holes there. Those are going to line up your 3 feet. And then the one small hole there, we're going to undo that foot. line up the other three, and then you're just threading that last foot in just to kind of lock it into place. The little sink falls into the hole. Your hose right into your spray port back here, pops on open. You get a little ear there, top and bottom. Press those in, 1/8 turn will lock it. And then this is just into your cold water line, and then you just have the garden hose end there. Once you're done, just kind of pressing it, giving it that 1/8 turn back out, stretch it out, and just make sure you drain all that water out, just because you don't want to be storing that, of course. Inside of the sink, you're also going to find your propane line. It just has the quick connect end on it there. It's going to attach to the back of the griddle. You're going to pull that collar back, attach the hose. And then kind of right underneath the unit here, we've got our quick connect down here. Pull that dust cap out of there, push that collar back and attach the hose. Once that hose is attached, you have this valve here. Then you can open that up. With that valve open, you cannot undo that quick connect, so it's just kind of an added safety there. Once you got that all set up, you're going to press that knob in and just kind of rapidly turning it past light. There we go. Once you got it going, right, then you're done. Just turn it off, letting it cool off, and then storing it all back away, just the opposite of how we set it up. Right, so there's nothing else really down the side of the unit. Right behind the entry door, you have that access for your slide out manual override. Up from there is your 2 exterior speakers. Right in between them is your porch light and your stove vent there as well. Just has this little flap, of course, fan inside to evacuate any fumes. Once you're done, you just want to make sure that flap's pressed in, just so that you're not getting any dust kicking up in there while you're out traveling. Exhaust for your furnace, just making sure that's not blocked off. And then right by your kitchen there, you do have a power outlet as well as a cable and satellite outlet. Right. In the back of the unit, you get your ladder there so you can get up top and check all of your seals. Right in the top and center, you see you're pre-wired for a rear view or observation camera. And then you have your spare tire there. So now we'll make our way inside of the unit. Your assist handle here, just up 90 degrees, then it falls into place. Then you can open up your door. Your door is just on a friction hinge, so it just kind of sits wherever you leave it. For your steps, you're going to pull that blue handle in towards the center, and they pop on out. You get that little tab that you can press in, then you can extend or retract your legs based on your campsite needs. As you come inside, first things first, right on the left there, you get your fire extinguisher. That's standard. Pull the pin, point, and shoot. Kind of up the wall from there, you get all your light switches. The center right, you have that interior light switch. Does all of your interior lights. Right beside it is a Wi-Fi switch. You turn that switch on, just kind of turns on your Wi-Fi router. Porch lights on the center left there, does that amber light outside. And then your awning LEDs on the far left, does that strip underneath your awning. Awning itself is on this switch here. Press and hold extend, and that awning will make its way out. Once that awning's fully extended, we're going to see a little black flap come down as well as the black of the metal tube. Once you see that, you're going to stop. If you were to continue extending, it can actually wind itself up backwards, in which case your fabric would be underneath the tube, allowing it to hold water, accelerating the growth of mold and mildew. Alright, so the flap's just a little sticky today, so I'm just going to come back in. You can see it falls down there, and there's the tube, so we'll stop right there. Now, if it were to start raining, it's of course going to hold some water anyways. What you're going to do is grab either arm, front or rear, just pull straight down on it, and you can see that changes the pitch of the awning out at the head, allowing water to then run off. Now, if you like that angle better because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing with the arm up front. Before you bring it back in though, you just want to make sure these arms are back out straight and fully extended, just so you're not running the risk of bending them. As we come inside, if you take a look at your speakers, you can see you've got a little blue light inside of them as well. That just turns on with your awning LED. Press and hold retract, and your awning will make its way back in. Again, you're just watching to make sure that your fabric stays over top of the tube. And the last thing to keep in mind with your awning is it does catch a lot of wind. So once you get up to about 15, 20 kilometers an hour wind, you want to bring it back in, again, just so you're not running the risk of bending your arms. Then on the far right side here, you've got your slide out room control. Press and hold out and your slide will make its way out. Once that slide's fully extended, we're just going to hear some clicks in the motors letting us know they've reached their stall. just like that. And you can see you get your little bottle opener here, and you do have the solar panels kit all installed already. So you can see you got your solar charge controller right up here. It is all set up, ready to go. Basically, all you're using it for is as a monitor to see what your solar panels are doing. So you can see we're currently 13.4 volts at the batteries. Press that, you can see we're at a 0.0 charging rate, which of course, because we're inside, we're not charging. Then you can kind of go through and just continue seeing what it does. All right. Now we'll make our way up into the front bedroom here. Your light switch is just right up on the wall there. As you come in here, you see, you get the little blind there. Blinds throughout the unit are the exact same. They just sit where you leave them. Closet space and some drawer space here as well. USB as well as 120 volt outlet down below it. If you pick up the foot of your bed, you do get access to a storage compartment. In here, you're going to find your central back hoses as well as a TV box. So if you're looking to pull that TV out for winter storage, you got somewhere to keep it. Up in the head of the bed, there's kind of a little storage bin on either end, as well as a little reading light just on its own center push button. Open storage across the top. Same sort of closet space over here with the same drawers and the same USB and power outlet down there. For your emergency exit here, you're pulling that red tab to get rid of the screen, take this handle here, throw it outside, hop on out. TV backer's right behind me, so your TV would get installed right there. Power outlet and your cable and satellite outlet for it. Just a little roof vent there, you just turn that knob to open it up. And back around there, right above your light switch, you get your thermostat. You can press and hold the power button to turn it on. All right, so in cool, you can just select your temperature with the arrows there. You can select your fan speed by hitting fan. You can see low, high, or auto. Typically just going to leave that in auto. With your air conditioner going, you got two different options. You can have this louver here closed, in which case you'll be using all of our ceiling ducting to move the air, or you can open it up and it just dumps all of its air into the living room here. When you first get out to your campsite, you want that open, cool off the living area as quickly as possible. Then you can close it off and start moving the air throughout. If you hit mode after cool, it'll come down into heat. It'll turn off the air conditioner, turn on your furnace. Furnace is moving its air through all your little portals that you have up on the walls there. Mode again after furnace, it'll come down into fan. So this will turn on the air conditioner fan, and it's just moving air around. There's no cooling involved in that. Of course, you can select your high or low fan for that. After fan, if you hit mode again, it comes down into dry, and it'll run the air conditioner on low just to try and get rid of any humidity from the unit. Mode again after that, it comes back up into cool. Press and hold to turn it off. Two lights here just on their own center push buttons. You get some storage right up above it as well. Same emergency exit that you had up front. For the couch here, you're just taking the two back cushions, throwing them off to the side, picking up the base here. Then it's got two legs that are going to fold out. Pick it up and out of there. Folding that back piece over. There's your bed. Once you're done, slipping this guy back up, pick up the foot, fold those legs back in, then it just kind of falls back into place. And then your cushions are just held in with the Velcros there. In the dinette, your light's just right up top, side push button there. You get same sort of blinds all the way around. You can see we've currently got it set up as the dinette. If you were to take the table and wiggle it up and out of its legs, the legs will then wiggle out of their bases. There's 4 little black blocks there that the table will then sit onto. You'll take your back cushions to fill it in. That'll create another bed. Down here, you're also going to find your LP detector. Propane's heavier than air, sits on the floor. That guy detects and starts one off just like your smoke detector would. Smoke detector's right by the entrance here. Right. In the kitchen, you get your storage up top. And there you're going to find that binder. So you got all of your owner's manuals, any keys, any remotes, anything like that, you're going to find right in there. Right above your sink is a little light. Hot and cold water at the sink, of course. The covers are just soft plastic, so nothing hot on there. Just the one big single basin there. Storage underneath, just being mindful of your drains and your water lines right in the back there. Drawer space here as well. So this is your tire pressure monitor receiver. This is what you'll have up in the truck with you. Just more drawer space here. Central vac's right underneath it. Left side there's the power button. Flip it on, turns itself on. And hoses attached right there. Access to your bag is that slider on the right side, right in the back. Underneath it's kind of a dust pan eliminator. Allows you to sweep up any sort of dust right here. You flip it open, it'll suck it up for you. Return air for your furnace, so just making sure it's not blocked off. And then at the stove, you just get the bifold cover that flips on back. You're going to take the knobs over to little flame, hit it with the igniter, which fires right up. Once you're done, just turning it all off, letting it cool down, and then closing it back off. For the oven, we're going to flip that open, take that knob on the right there over to that little pilot light, hit it the igniter, and then you can see it gets going. Once you have it going, you just hold the knob for another couple seconds, then you can release and the flame will hold itself. Turn up to your desired temperature, and there she goes. Once you're done, turn it back down just a pilot. It'll hold just a pilot light for you, but if you're going traveling, you want to make sure it's right off. Switch on the right side there. 1 does all the knobs, 2 does the knobs as well as the oven. Range vent here, so you get a fan as well as a light. This is that fan that you want turned on with that flap outside opened up. Microwave, pretty standard, just like home. Your fridge down low, and freezer up top. It is 12 volts, so as long as your batteries are charged or charging, this guy's going for you. Converter's right underneath it. Press the top and center to open it up, and then you get all of your breakers in the middle here. Whenever breaker breaks, it sits in the center, so just turn it off and then back on to reset it. All of your fuses are on the right side here. Whenever a fuse pops, you got a little red LED right beside it, letting you know exactly which one went. Across from there, you get your pantry. As you open this up, you have a motion sensing light in here. So same thing as up front. You get a 1 on the left and a 2 on the right. Right, 2 is motion sensing. And then into the bathroom. So in here, your light switch is up on the right side there. Monitor panel's right down beneath it. So you can see a water pump switch there. Turns on your water pump, drawing out of your fresh tank to pressurize your lines. The water heater on electricity is right in the center there. So you turn that on, turns it on with electricity. Water heater on gas on the left side. Put that switch on, it'll go to fire up. If that light there were to come on, it's just letting you know it hasn't fired up. At that point, just off, back on to reset it. Battery here, you can see we're currently C for charging. G would be good, F is fair, L is low. Fresh tank, as you fill that up, we'll go to 1/3, 2/3, and full. Same idea for your black and your gray tanks. This heated tank system is basically just a little sticky pad stuck onto the bottom of your tanks that just kind of heat up and prevent them from freezing. Right around the corner from there is a GFI protected outlet. Test on the bottom, reset on top. So if you ever have outlets that don't work, it's the first thing you should check. A little bit of storage underneath it again. Be mindful of those drains in your water lines. Hot and cold water course. Then the medicine cabinet, as you open that up, you just have this one little elastic strap there. Kind of sits into a tongue as a travel strap. And then in the shower, pretty simple, straightforward, hot and cold water, standard head and hose. Then lastly, is just going to be this little bit of storage over here. You can see it's all just wide open. And then your roof vent. Just turn that knob to open it up. Back corner, you get a switch, it turns on the fan. Alright, so that's about it for this unit. If you've got any other questions on it, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.